Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be talking about one of my favourite British watch brands, and that is the Marloe watch company. Oliver and the team are fantastic in sending me over a piece to take a look at one of their new watches. So let's roll the intro and then we'll start talking about this watch. So today, the watch I have in for review is the Motorsport 25. Now, as you can see from my attire, I'm a big Formula 1 fan. So the fact that I was able to reach out to Marloe and they were going to send over a piece for me to look at, and it happened to be this Motorsport 25, I was really, really happy. So thank you again to Oliver and the team for sending this over for me to look at. I've spent a couple of weeks with it, and in that 2 weeks I've actually gone to the British Grand Prix as well at Silverstone, so I've been able to get a whole feel of this and I spent some really good time with it, which is fantastic. So let's talk about the specs of this watch. But it's a 41mm case, which is 316L stainless steel. It's only 11.1mm thick, and it has a 20mm lug to lug. It's got a multi-layer dial which has BGW9 Lume. For the movement in it, it's got a Miyota 8N24, which is skeletonized. But the Motorsport 25 for me is all about the looks. With this particular watch, it's based Lotus colours. So if you're a Formula 1 fan, you'll know that from the 1960s and 70s that Lotus were well known for their colours of the British Racing green and yellow. So this watch, being the Motorsport 25, has a link to the Lotus 25, which was the car that was driven by Jim Clark when he won his world title in 1963. So let's talk about the dial and the case. So the 41mm case has got fantastic polishing all the way around it. The display case back with the skeletonized movement, and also the rotor is slightly skeletonized. You can see straight through into the movement, and with the gilt colouring, it gives it an element of the motorsport twist as well, which really blends well with the green and the yellow stripe from the band. With the lug being 20mm, it makes it a great strap monster. So you can use lots of different straps on this. But I'd say there's different options that are available on their website, from leather to rubber, but also double pass nylon strap as well, which has the colours, as I said, of the Lotus 25. What was also good with the dial is that they, rather than hour markers going from 1 round to 12, they've actually done it so it looks a bit more like a car speedo as well. So you go around at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and then 60. My favourite lume is BGW9, and this has loads of BGW9 on it. But the best thing is when you'll see from the lume shop that it's a pure ring going around with simple with the hands. It just looks absolutely fantastic. The hands are baton style, but when you look closely, you can see that the hour hand has a slight green tint towards the pinion. And then the minute hand that goes on top of that looks like a silver disc that goes around it to complement against the green underneath. And then back comes the second hand, and the second hand being pure white all the way across, and then a cap on the top. It gives it a real element that this is a speedo race car. If you've come this far in the video, I'd love you to give this a thumbs up and subscribe for more watch content as it comes. My experience wearing this watch has been fantastic. It's extremely comfortable, which is one thing. And I took this with me, as I mentioned earlier, to the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. And while I was wearing this watch, it got quite a lot of attention from other fellow race enthusiasts. And although I'm not the biggest fan of double pass nylon straps, it still does really sit nicely on the wrist. The timing of the watch is quite interesting because it says on the manual that it's between -20 and +40 seconds per day. Well, I've actually found this to be fairly accurate and not anywhere near either extremities of those two figures. So timing wise has been fantastic. One of the real positives of this watch is the size of the dial. It fills all the way across the 41mm, and actually is really legible in all different types of light. The white hands really do pop against the green, so if you're in the darkness and the lume's going to come through as well, it's really easy to read, so you won't have any issues with that. The one thing I must really stress with Marloe is their attention to detail with the boxing and the unboxing experience. Now, one thing I've found with this, it becomes a book, and then you open up the book and there's all different elements sort of detailing where they got their inspiration from the design of the watch. If you're going to give this as a gift as well as for yourself, it's really a nice collector's piece where I can see someone putting this box actually on a bookshelf. So as an overview, I think for £399, the Motorsport 25 is a really good proposition. I think if you're giving it as a gift, it's fantastic, as for the unboxing that I mentioned earlier. And also if you're going to have it for yourself in your own collection, it really is a beautiful piece. For me, the only cons I could find on this watch is the strap. Although I think the colours are absolutely spot on. And one thing I did mention to Oliver was if they'd offered a two-piece in the same colour in nylon, I think that would have been absolutely amazing, because you've got such a beautiful looking movement underneath. It seems such a shame to have a double pass nylon going through it. Plus it does add a little bit of thickness to it. And when it wraps back round and you have it out, it's quite chunky on the wrist. I've got large wrists, 7.5 inch wrist, and I do feel that it adds to the whole lug to lug with the double pass nylon. So I would look to either opt to try and get something of a similar colour with the green and the yellow, because I think it just complements the whole piece really, really well. So as I come to the end of the video, I would say, would I recommend this watch? 100% I would recommend this. It caught my eye as soon as I saw it, and I was so chuffed when Oliver agreed to send this out for me to review, to have a look at. Would I buy this watch? Again, for £399, I don't think you really have to think about it. It's got a really good movement in it, which is decorated, looks superb through the display case back. It's got a rich motorsport heritage. You've got the unboxing experience, which I think is fantastic, and as a collector's piece is amazing. All wrapped in something that when you look at the dial, you just look at it and smile. The yellow, the green, is classic Formula One and really iconic. Okay, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching this review of the Marloe Motorsport 25. Again, I'd like to thank Oliver and the team for loaning me this piece. This will be going back to Marloe. It will be missed. I think it's definitely one that's on my list of watches I'd love to purchase. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe for more watch content because there's lots more coming, and I'll see you in the next one.